We are on day 3 of Ghost Your Clutter. So, first things first, again, welcome. Check the description below if you would like to get access to the entire Ghost Your Clutter challenge. It is 5 days in a row, 10 minutes per day. That's the minimum, 15 items per day. Again, that is the minimum. When you sign up using the link below for this challenge, you will get the tracker to keep track of your items decluttered, and you will get some really great, funny, punny, fall themed decluttering emails from me to help you get on your way toward a clutter free home, which is amazing. That's what moms want, especially, I guess, if you're not a mom watching this, that's okay. But I specialize in teaching moms because we just have a unique experience in our homes. So get that down below. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that is really great for you down below in the description as well. But let's get into day 3. We are decluttering socks. So I'm going to start off just by telling you how I, as a mom of 5 kids, all of which are athletic, all of them are in sports. My husband and I are athletic. We work out regularly. We do our own sports on and off, Spartan races, soccer, etc. My husband coaches. So we need a lot of socks. Okay. I'm telling you this because we know about socks and I know about simplifying socks and I know that it's possible. So should I tell you a story first? I'll tell you a story first. Growing up as a child, I was the oldest of 5. We had a sock bucket. It was a huge laundry basket full of socks, many, many socks, yet somehow no matches ever, and never really any socks that fit me. I don't know how that happened or why that happened. But I vowed to grow up and never have a sock bucket. Okay. And I think maybe I did for a little while before we decluttered and left Alaska. I don't really remember. I vaguely remember it. I know it was smaller. It wasn't a huge laundry basket, but let me know down below if you have a sock bucket, the bucket that socks go to when they don't have a match or are found throughout the house or whatever. I don't. That was a miserable experience as a child. And maybe you can relate. But the way that we do socks in our house now is each of my kids, I buy them about 2 pairs of socks. It just depends on how many socks come in a pack. Sometimes one, if it's like a pack of 12, other times 2 packs, if it's like a pack of 6 to 8 or whatever. So all of my kids at any given point have about 2 weeks worth of everyday socks. This accounts for socks getting wet, kids who have sensory issues and just want to change their socks. When I say kids who have sensory issues and want to change their socks, I'm talking about myself because I cannot stand it when they get stretched out or I step in something and I can't handle it. So this accounts for all of that. And every one of my kids has their own little small sock bucket. And they know that that is where their socks go. When they do their laundry, all of the socks go into the bucket. I don't care if they're matched or not. I don't think any of my kids match their socks. I don't match my socks. I think my husband is the only one in our house who matches his socks. But instead of having one collective sock bucket, we all have our own little sock buckets and everybody knows what their socks look like. And they wear their socks. They don't get new socks until their socks either are outgrown or the majority, I would say like half of them are outworn, meaning they have holes, they're stretched out, they're really, really dirty, all right, and just not recoverable. And they've lived their life and it's time to replace them. When it comes time to replace them, my rule is all of the socks are out and then I buy a brand new set of socks because otherwise they get confused on whose is whose and which socks they have. And then they accidentally threw away the ones that were good and they kept the ones with holes. And so what we do is we throw away all the ones that are not donatable and I just go donate them like immediately. They're so easy. The consignment store actually usually takes them from me. And I'm like, just don't even worry about it. Like just take them because they can sell them pretty easily. And if they're in good enough condition to sell, like I don't want to just trash them. But for the simplicity of my own home, that is what I do. Feel free to do that or not. So if you are wanting to do that, what I would recommend you doing is to shop your stash first, which means you are going to go through and gather up all of the socks in your house. You're going to match up enough pair of socks per person to have, 10 to 14 pair of socks. And then you're going to get rid of the rest, and you're going to get rid of that sock bucket, and everybody's going to have their own designated space to keep their socks. And this is going to make your life so much easier because it's my kids' responsibility to make sure that their socks end up where they need to go. Even my younger ones, even my 5-year-old and my 7-year-old, it's their responsibility. They know exactly where their socks are supposed to be. When we find socks throughout the house, which is what I do, I'm the sock problem in my house. I take my socks off everywhere because, like I said, I hate it when they feel bad. um, you have to take them back up to your room. Take them up to your room, put them in your sock bucket. If you don't have socks, that's your own fault, right? And then for my older kids, if they don't have socks because they didn't tell me that they needed new socks, that's their own fault. Like they have to tell me when they need socks. So one benefit of decluttering, like a hidden benefit of decluttering, is that you're going to teach your kids how to be responsible for their stuff, which is what every parent wants, right? We want our kids to grow up and being able to take care of themselves and be responsible for their stuff. Decluttering makes this possible for them. So that is how we do socks. If you want to let the momentum go ahead and do underwear, go ahead and do maybe some clothes. But that's socks. Now, if you haven't noticed, each day of this challenge, I'm giving you the decluttering project, but I'm also giving you something extra. And the thing that I want to talk to you about today is the fact that you are the gatekeeper of your home. Okay, so Ghost Your Clutter, if you're watching this during the fall time, the reason I host Ghost Your Clutter is really to get your house ready for the holidays, all of the stuff that's going to be coming in by way of you, family, friends, school, etc. And to really prepare you for that. If you're listening to this outside of fall time, totally okay. This still is true. You just have a head start because you're going to be ready for this next fall and you're just going to coast right through, right? But one reason that moms really struggle to declutter or let things go is because they're in a disempowered state because they don't realize that they are the gatekeeper of their home, which means that you are responsible for what comes into your home and what goes out. And this might hurt to hear, but that's okay. It's one of those things that you have to hear. Your home is cluttered because you have let it become cluttered. Even if people give you too much stuff, even if your family members give you a bunch of hand-me-downs, even if your family members buy your kids all of the toys, like it is still your home and your responsibility. Now, I don't want you to confuse this with me saying or blaming you for it and being like, it's your fault. It's your fault. And you should just tell those people to get out of your life and not give you anything at all. That's not what I am saying at all. What it looks like for you is probably more along the lines of things like this. My kids won't get rid of anything. My kids won't let me get rid of any of their stuff. My family and my friends give me too much stuff all of the time. My husband wants to keep everything. My husband won't let me get rid of anything. My husband keeps buying more stuff and bringing it into the house. Or maybe it's like, I need this, or I can think of all of the reasons and the potential scenarios that I should keep this, right? I don't have the space for it. So maybe I can organize it and stack it up all nice and neat, and then I can keep it, right? That's probably more along the lines of what it looks like for you. And so I don't want you to take this as me blaming you or telling you that it's all your fault. What I want is for you to start recognizing that and saying, okay, that's how I'm thinking of it right now, and realizing that there is a different way to think about it. And these are the ways that you can start to shift the way that you think about it. So instead of saying things like, my kids won't let me get rid of anything, say things like, my kids are kids. My kids did not buy all of this stuff. They didn't buy these clothes. They didn't buy these toys. They didn't even accept these toys. Like, I bought this stuff, or I accepted it when I was given it to us. I didn't set the boundaries necessary to keep this manageable. And it's my responsibility to lead my kids out of this cycle, right? Like, you are in charge here. You are a leader and you have the ability to do this. Saying things like, I am a leader for my kids. I am the one who teaches them either a positive or negative relationship with their stuff, what they buy, what they keep, what they decide to let go of, and taking ownership of that role. That's an empowered place to be, right? Instead of being frustrated and burdened and ungrateful for the people in your life who are giving you things, recognize that giving is an expression of love. And yes, maybe people in your life are giving you an excessive amount and it needs to slow down or it needs to stop, right? Either right now or in the past. But remember that the gift, I've got a baby coming here. Hang on. Okay, I got distracted by a little baby who needed help with Animal Crossing. She's 5, so she's not a baby, but um yeah, I mean, the gift, you have people who care about you, who are excited to give you things. And this is under the assumption that they're not just dumping their stuff on you, which they might be. They might actually be dumping their clutter onto you. And if that's the case, you absolutely have the right to set a boundary with that. That is you taking ownership as the gatekeeper of your home. Okay. So it might be a need to set a boundary. It might be a need to set a boundary and still be grateful. It might need to be just accepting gratitude and having better communication. But having people who want to give you things is a gift, right? It's a gift. It's a kind of a double-edged sword here, where most of our issue is not that we don't have enough. Our issue is that we have too much. And that is a great place to be, right? We've just got to refine it, set some boundaries, and that's it. Another thing that you can do to shift your mindset into being the gatekeeper of your home is recognizing that you are not obligated to keep everything that was ever given to you. And you're not even obligated to keep the things that you've purchased in the past or accepted for free in the past. And if you are sharing a house with your spouse who is not on the same page as you, it's really, really important for you to take ownership of the things that you can declutter, your stuff, the common area stuff, meaning kitchens, bathrooms, kids' stuff, and setting some boundaries on where they keep their stuff if it's making you and your family's day-to-day life harder, which could be difficult for you to do, but it is within your right to do as the gatekeeper of your home. And I have a lot of content on this inside of Decluttering Simplified, as well as in the 11-course decluttering bundle that you can check out in the description if you need more in-depth support with that, because I know that's a big thing for a lot of families. But your home is yours. That's what I want you to know. Your home is yours. You are a leader within your home. You might be leading alongside of a partner, which means that you have to get on the same page as your partner, but you are the one that is making decisions in it. Or you're the one who is not making decisions and holding on to everything that really needs to be let go of. But what I want you to know is that the power is in your hands. The power is in your hands. You can do so much more than you've been giving yourself credit for. And I don't want you to feel like a victim in your home. I want you to do like what we talked about yesterday, which is make your home work for you. And when you think about that vision that you have for your home, to make your home work for you, to make it easy for you and your family to be together in your home, to hold space for your family in your home, it makes decisions like this feel easier. Okay. Maybe not necessarily easy, but definitely easier because you know why you're doing it and you know that it's worth it. So that is it for day 3 of Ghost Your Clutter. I believe this is day 3. I can't wait to see you for day 4. We've got 2 more days together. Remember, this is a 5, 10, 15 method, 5 days in a row, 10 minutes of decluttering a day, 15 items per day or more. 10 minutes is the minimum. 15 items is the minimum. Go to the comment section and check the sign up to get the emails. Sign up and you will get the decluttering tracker, the clutter tracker. And that's going to help you get on your way. So happy decluttering. I'll see you for day 4.